Hi, welcome to my show, Pathfinders Spiritual Life Coaching. What I want to talk today about has nothing to do with life coaching necessarily. I want to talk to people about a subject that is very, very important to me, and that is the subject of motherhood. And it is the greatest thing I have ever accomplished in my life. Now, what has happened in New York City in the last few days is heartbreaking. It is devastating. It is heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching, and it is just mind-boggling. It's truly mind-boggling, and I want to talk to people about it. I want to talk to people about how our good intentions are confused and twisted and actually used against us. Many of you may not believe in a character called the devil or evil. I think most of us, though, understand that there is truly evil in the world. Any person that would do harm to a child and inflict physical harm on a child, I think most sane people would look at that person as an evil person or as doing an evil act. But for some reason, we are not seeing this inflicting harm on the baby inside of the woman's belly, in the womb. For some reason, we're having some cognitive dissonance regarding inflicting harm on a child. I do not care to draw a line between if that child is beneath my skin, inside of my body, my stomach, inside of my uterus, inside of my womb, or outside of that womb. If you are inflicting harm on a child, on a baby, you are committing a terrible, terrible act. How we have come so far to see that as an acceptable thing to do is mind-boggling. I would like to talk about how the devil can confuse our good intentions. Many of us have good intentions for women. Many of us see the right to abort a child as a good intention for women. We have good intentions for these women, and I understand that. My intentions for women are good as well. I wish them health, happiness, and everything life has to offer to all women of every race, creed, color, and religion. My intentions for all of womanhood is for goodness. And what I want people to see and to realize is that the devil is the author of confusion. And what he does in so many cases is he takes a good person's good intentions and he tweaks them and he twists them just a bit, just enough to confuse. If you remember the Rolling Stones song from the 1970s, one of my favorite bands, Sympathy for the Devil. if you remember the line, Lucifer's job is to confuse you. And he says, pleased to meet you. I hope you've guessed my name. While puzzling you is the nature of my game. It's the art of confusion and taking a good intention from a good person and twisting it just enough to confuse and to puzzle you. That is the nature of the game. That is the nature of evil's game against humanity. There is no denying that there is good and there is evil in the world. We see it every day, and if you do not see it, then take off the blinders, because there is evil everywhere. Now, there are good people everywhere as well. And most of us, I still believe, are good people. Most people in the world are good, and most people have good intentions. We actually believe that when we're doing something, when we're standing up for something, that our intentions are good, even the different intentions. Let's take a look at one example. For example, the great debate that's taking place in our country right now regarding whether or not to build a wall around our borders to protect ourselves from invaders. Okay, let's look at one side. The Democratic side says, we live in a free country. This is America. We are open to everyone. Every human being that wants to come here should be allowed to come here. And what is that? What is the intention behind that? It's a good intention. Yes, that is a beautiful, beautiful intention. And they truly, I believe, many people truly have a good intention regarding that. They want to be fair. They want to be open. They want to be receptive. They want to receive. They want to be kind. They want to be diverse. And they want to allow people to go after their dreams. Let me check to see that I'm still recording. Let's see. Thank you. Still recording. So you see, the intentions behind allowing everyone to enter our country are good. Those are good, kind intentions. And those people that believe in allowing all people to come into our country, that's a good intention. And it comes from, most of them, I believe, it comes from a good place. Not all, because I do believe there are people that have ill intentions for our country, even living within our country. So let's look at the other side of this issue. Those that want to build the wall, maybe the Republican side, the right side who wants to, who is in support of the wall. Let's look at their good intentions. What is their good intention? Their good intention is that this wall will protect the people on the inside from those who would like to do us harm. Is that a good intention? Yes, it is also a good intention. See, the point I'm trying to make is that we all have good intentions on both sides. The abortion issue, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the left's intentions. They are good. They're coming from a place of goodness. Their intention is to allow a woman to decide her own destiny. Is that a good intention? It is. Are they wanting to support women? Yes. Is that a good thing? Yes. It comes from a place of good intentions. Do you see that? But on the other side, we have the right, and their intention is to protect the child within the woman's womb. Is that a good intention as well? Yes, it's a great intention. It's a good intention. Both sides, do you see? Their intention is good. Where it gets confused is when our good intentions are twisted by the enemy of our souls, by the enemy. They can take those good intentions and twist it just a little bit to confuse us. So yes, is it a good intention to look after a woman's rights? Yes, it is a good intention. But is it a good thing to harm a child, harm a baby, whether inside of the woman or outside of the woman, is not a good thing. So you see, that intention to support women is good, but the consequence and what happens is not good. You harm a child, you harm a life, and I see your good intentions, but you are misled. You are confused. You have been confused. Your intention is good, but you have been confused. That good intention has been used against you. Do you see that? The devil, the one who wants to kill, steal, and destroy lives, has confused your good intention just enough so that you believe you are still supporting a good intention. But murdering and ending the life of another human being is never okay. It's never okay to harm another human being. And that is what abortion does. Yes, it is a good intention to support women's rights, but it is not a good intention to harm another human being or to end another human being's life. Yes, it is a good intention to allow people of all nationalities, all races, all creeds, and all religions to come into our country. Yes, that is a good intention, but it's been tweaked and now it's turned against you. That good intention that you have, it's been tweaked a little bit, just so that you're confused. You're now allowing criminals, drug dealers, murderers, people with ill intentions into the country. There's a word that we have lost in our society. There's a certain skill that we have lost in our modern society. We have lost the art of discernment, discerning between good and evil. We have lost our ability to discern because our good intentions have been tweaked just enough to confuse us. We think it's a good intention to protect women's rights, and it is. But you tweak that a little too far and you're murdering babies now. You're actually killing babies. And you have been confused just enough. Your mind has been confused and put in a fog almost. That you started off, what started as a good intention has now turned into murdering babies. Babies. Think about it. And what started as a good intention to allow people of all races, nationalities into our country, you've lost your art, the ability to discern between someone who is coming into our country legally and someone who is coming into the country illegally and doing us harm. We have lost the ability to discern between good and evil. It's a good intention to support women. It is a wonderful intention to allow the human race to live together in our country. Those are both good intentions, but they have been tweaked and they have been turned against us. We need to realize that we've been fooled. We've been confused. Our good intentions are good. But discernment between good and evil is what we need at this point. Let's take a step back Empowering women to make their own choices was a good intention. Encouraging them to not take responsibility for their own choices and to just kill the babies that they've produced, that's not okay. We've gone beyond our good intention into a very, very, very confused place. It's a good intention to allow good people into your home, into your country. It's not a good idea to allow criminals, drug dealers, thieves into your home or into your country. Where do our good intentions get turned against us? That is what we are so confused about. It's a good intention to support somebody's expression of themselves. It's a good intention to support your children and saying, oh, little Jimmy, you look cute with that nail polish on, right? That's a good intention and that's harmless. But how is that good intention to support a child's imagination, a child's play, to turn that into it's okay to perform a surgery on that child to change his anatomy? Do you see how a good intention can be twisted so much so that it's then so confused, so wrong, simply wrong? Is it a good intention to support children's individuality, their individual expression? Yes, it is. That's a good intention. But there's just a point where it is wrong to change the sex of a child who doesn't know right from wrong, who doesn't understand. Is it a good intention to support individual expression? It is. But we have lost the ability to discern what is sane from what is insane. My hope is that women will realize that they are loved and supported, that those who think and believe that abortion is not okay, that we love and support those women, and that we only wish the best possible outcome for them and for their unborn child. And it is important that you know that our intentions for people who want to come to this country and pursue a better life, that our intention is that they can do that and they can do it the right way, the legal way. It is our intention that everyone experience the goodness of our country, but that they do it in a way that is fair to everyone else. And it is our intention to love and support our children. But we also have to teach them discernment between what is right and what is wrong, what is simply fantasy and what is reality. We have to look reality in the face and say, yes, we all have good intentions, but there is evil in the world. There are bad people. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of our fallen world. I know we all have good intentions, but those good intentions can be used against us, and they are being used against us. It's not okay to hurt a child. It's not okay. It never was, and it never will be, no matter how we try to justify it. It's not okay, it's wrong. We have to get back to discerning right from wrong. I hope that we will wake up and realize that on both sides are good intended people, good people with good intentions, but those intentions can be turned against us. And we can welcome a stranger into our home. And without discernment, we could be allowing a murderer to walk in the door if we don't use our discernment. If we don't use our discernment, we could take a woman's rights and turn them into murdering babies. Nobody has the right to end another human being's life. We have simply lost our ability to discern right from wrong. My prayer is that we will wake up and realize that it's okay to say no sometimes to your children. It's okay to tell them, no, Billy, you're a boy. You cannot be a girl. It's impossible. And it's okay to tell them at the borders, no, I'm sorry. You can't come in this way. You have to go through the proper channels. You have to do this the right way. And it's okay to tell a woman, no, I'm sorry. You have to take responsibility for your choices. No, I'm sorry. We cannot just take care of this for you. And it's okay to say, no, I'm sorry. You're going to have to live with your choices. That is what a responsible culture does. That is what a responsible parent does. And that's what a responsible president does. He says, no, I'm sorry. We can't allow that. We have to discern right from wrong. We have to get back to saying, it's okay to say, no, I'm sorry. You cannot do that. You must do what's right. You must take responsibility for your choices and your life. And you must own up to them. It's about our culture growing up and saying, it's okay to draw boundaries. It's okay to say no to what is wrong. And it's okay to have good intentions, but just be careful that those good intentions are not being twisted and turned against you and against us. Thank you for listening. My name is Erin Flanagan. You can find me on YouTube at Pathfinders Life Coaching. Let's get back to discerning right from wrong. Good night. God bless.